Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's Trinity video announcements. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your day with us to hear about some of the different things going on at Trinity. And in particular, things going on at Trinity. During this video, you might hear some pounding, some scraping, some other construction-like sounds. We are very grateful that the good roofers continue their work on our 100-year-old, soon-to-be 1-year-old roof, and they are hard at work. So thank you in advance if you hear some noise in the background. Also, we have some of our restoration folks that are working on the 100-year-old walls in the sanctuary and right off the sanctuary. So lots of good work being done here to help be good stewards of this particular part of the building. But on to today's main attraction, we have not one, but two wonderful folks that most of you know, Pastor Jeremy Russell and Pastor Judy Follis. These two amazing pastors are part of our visitation team, and we're going to talk just a little bit with them, what they do, and why it's important to the life of this congregation. So welcome, Pastor Jeremy, Pastor Judy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now, how long have each of you been doing visitation ministry here at Trinity, roughly?
A little over 3 years.
Okay.
And I've been a couple years probably.
Excellent. Excellent. What does visitation ministry at Trinity entail?
Well, obviously from the title, we make visits, but the main purpose of that is to let those whom we visit, that they're not forgotten because of their physical situation or age or mobility. We go and say, you're still remembered by our God and by your church. So you're still important to us, without a doubt.
Excellent. So the folks that you see cannot physically come into this building?
Normally not. Those who can, I visit once and they say, we'll talk to you some other time, kind of thing.
Okay.
You know? So yeah, they cannot make it.
Sure.
They're on live stream though, they can watch it.
Yes, for which we are deeply grateful for technology.
Yeah.
And I believe that each of you have a different geographical area that you cover. So Pastor Jeremy, what do you cover?
I cover all the northern zip codes north of the church.
Okay. And Pastor Judy?
And I cover the folks that are east of the congregation as well as south of the congregation.
Excellent. And what's the farthest point north and south that you travel?
Well, the farthest point north, you should know, I visit your father.
Yes, you do.
I think that's just outside Wisconsin someplace, you know. That's as far north as I go.
The Michigan border.
Much.
We have a number of folks up at the lake, lakes up north. And Pastor Judy, how far south?
Up until recently, I went to Warren, Indiana.
Okay.
Wow.
And I know we had some Ohio folk at some point, right?
Yeah, but that didn't involve me.
Okay.
No, nor
Okay.
me.
So, as you might imagine, when people retire or in their later years, they will move to be closer to family or other
Right.
things. If they are within an hour or an hour and a half radius, our visitation pastors cover that.
We'll be there.
There is one woman that lives in McCordsville, but she and I call one another and stay in touch that way.
That's near Indianapolis. correct?
Indianapolis, yeah.
Okay. Excellent. I have asked I asked Pastor Jeremy if he could tell us a story about the importance of visitation ministry with one of the people that he visits, and he graciously said yes.
Okay.
What's your story?
My story is, well, my visits are mostly getting to know each other. They're very almost social, calming. So people tend to relax, and I get to know their sense of humor. And I was visiting a member of the church. It was the middle of a tornado drill at Townhouse. And so we went to the men's shower where they put us in there, and Chris Bickle joined us as well. And we went back to her room, and as she was sitting down, she says, Pastor, the next time you have a sermon, tell them that you and I met in a men's shower. So that's her sense of humor. So unfortunately, I was part of her funerals with Deacon Mary, and all of her grandchildren came up and began by saying, I'm the favorite grandchild. So they captured the sense of humor of this person. And that's what I look for in every person who I visit. They're real people who had a life, who have a sense of humor and a sense of accomplishment, including when they were younger, they maintained this building. He took care of things for us and taught Sunday school and all those things. They're not forgotten, and we're not being ungrateful because you can't be with us. So by Judy and I visiting, we're sharing with them that we are very appreciative of what they've done for us and still do for us by praying for us and so on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Pastor Judy, you are kind enough to explain a little bit about what a visitation looks like when you go to perhaps someone's home, or if they're living in assisted living or a nursing home, whatever they call home, that's where these two pastors go. And thankfully, we have lovely little kits, little portable things that allow us to bring communion to anyone who isn't able to get into this building. So Pastor Judy, could you talk us through a little bit about what this looks like?
Yes, this is the kit that Pastor Jeremy and I take to each visit. The kit is filled with a paten and a container that holds the wafers, as well as a bottle of the wine, and then we set up communion. I have a cloth that was made for me that I lay down onto the table. It makes them feel like we're doing church right in their home. We also have a bulletin that Jeremy put together for us that is specifically for homebound people in homebound communion. I set up the paten with a wafer in it. I have the little cup that we use here at church as well. And we pour the wine into the cup, and then we proceed with the worship service that's inside. And they have a bulletin as well as I do as well. And then we lead the worship at that time. We usually preface our time together with a little bit of conversation so that we can catch up with one another. And oftentimes they'll bring things up that I include in the prayer that's also in the service. And we'll end with a prayer and a final blessing, and that's what the visit looks like. So thank you for asking about that.
Thank you, Judy. Yeah.
Thank you. Pastor Jeremy and Pastor Judy are able to go visit people that we know are homebound for whatever reason. And the longer that I've been on staff here, I'm learning Trinity is such a large place. We encompass such a large population. If you know of folks who in the past year or so, or the past couple years, have maybe shifted from being able to come to not being able to come, if you can call me at the church and let me know, we can make room on lists. Every member of Trinity who can no longer get here, we want to be able to show love and
Yes, we
physical visits.
Exactly.
So please let me know, even if you're not sure that they would be open to a visit. If you could let me know, I'll be happy to have a conversation with them. Every person in Trinity deserves access
Right.
to communion, whether or not they can come to this particular building, right? God's sacrament is for all.
Yes, so added to what you just said, I added a new person because someone did contact Pastor Lee, and I made arrangements, and I'll be seeing this couple for the first time on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
So it does work, folks.
It does work. Thank you both so much for being here today.
welcome.
They had to rearrange their schedule because they see folks on a weekly basis. So thank you for adjusting so that you can
No
bring
problem.
a little bit of education to the rest of the congregation on this important ministry.
No
Our
problem.
pleasure.
It's our joy.
Thank you. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Do we get a free lunch now?
All right, cut.